Seriousness gets across the start line here, goes across the line, down goes the gate, and into that first turn. The Bell Moto Hole Shot Award, that 55, McClellan Heil. Wow, rocketed into that first turn. Heil getting a hole shot, but he's got company coming. The 14 machine, also that 69, Trey Fagert. Fagert opening up in the number 2 spot, it looks like, out there. And we're also looking for the 99 of Caden Palmer right now. But it is McClellan Heil all up front on that Suzuki RM Army machine as he rolls into the 10 Commandments now. They are 2 wide coming in right behind him, and that's the 99, his biggest competitor, Caden Palmer. So first and second out front early on here, Megawatt.
This is what we want to see, and these guys hooking up early. Matter of fact, Palmer almost landed on him, pushing the issue so hard, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to be a showdown. Another one of these clean slate races, as you've already explained, Rodney. This one's tie game. This one's 0-0 right now.
0-0, and maybe a spoiler back there. And Trey Fagert, you know, the 69 machine is a rider that we talked about with a 42 coming into Moto number 1. So he obviously had problems out there in the first Moto. Not the best of starts in Moto 2. He still was able to achieve a 12th place finish, a better pick on the start line this time. Puts him in a little better position off the start as well. So maybe, just maybe, we may see Fagert sticking his nose up in there. Hayden Hefner, another rider we could expect up front. He went 42 and 10 himself, so he's looking to possibly better himself and maybe make a statement here in this final Moto. So these guys up front are not necessarily untouchable at this point.
No, let me tell you something, Rodney. Nothing is guaranteed at the ranch. We know that. Man, that race is getting tight up front. Look at this. Pause trying to put the move on right now. But I can tell you, when you talk about guarantees, the one thing guaranteed at Loretta's, there's always a spoiler.
Yes,
Whether it's the track or another ride, there's always a spoiler, buddy.
There is always a spoiler to in and around behind the billboard now. McClellan Heil out front, Caden Palmer right there in the number 2 spot. There are about 4 bike lengths to separate those riders. They head into the Bell Moto Hole Shot Forest. Back in the number 3 spot now. That's saying the 89 of Ricky Randonella. Ricky Randonella coming from up through the pack too. Spencer Winter, Michael Hicks, Trey Fagert now back to 6th. He was up there in that 3-4 spot. Yep. He was certainly offering up some early resistance, it looked like. We see other riders, Harrison West in 7th, Austin Kozat starting out in a Ben Ibiancas in that number 9 spot. Nicholas Merritt, I should say, in 10th. Dawson Riker in 11th. Logan Leitzel 12th. Corey Karsten 13th. Renato Paz 14th. And Caleb Weaver rounding out the top 15 on lap number 1. So some of the players that were up there, not so much anymore. But wow, how about it from Michael Hicks? We talked about Hicks having his struggles here in the first couple of motos as well. He is running a solid top 5 here in Moto number 2. He comes with a 7 and 3, and he's looking to put himself in that overall 3 spot. But he's got to get around now Ricky Randonella, who's looking at a 6.63, and also looking at a contention for that 3rd place position. Actually, 3rd place, we got a lot of battles going on for that. And again, for the championship between Heil and Palmer, it's deadlock tie heading into this final Moto.
Yeah, and that's who the battle's between right now. You talk about Ricky Randonella. Ricky, man, he got a hole shot and led the other day for about, I'm going to say half of the Moto, then stuck that thing into the ruts over here, came over the bars, so giving up a possible Moto victory there. Look at our gap this time. McClellan Heil a 154.8, Caden Palmer a 156. That translates into about a 1.5 seconds. Last time, only 0.25 seconds. So definitely starting to pick up some real estate is McClellan Heil.
And by the way, Randonella back in the number 3 spot, looking at a 6.6 coming into this one. So a little bit of redemption for him as well. 6 is up to 4th after 2. Spencer Winter in 5th. Trey Fagert 6th. West, Leitzel, Karsten, and Austin Kozat now rounding out the top 10. So some changes through lap 1 and 2 there to that top 10, but still Heil and Palmer battling out front for that number 1 position and the national championship.
Yeah, I love to see it like this. Battling for position, not only position, battling for a championship, man. 2 contenders out there. This is a heavyweight fight. Talking about kids 18 to 24 years old. This was 20 minutes. We're going the distance on this one, Rodney, and the battle's where it needs to be, up front.
So Heil and Palmer, the 55 and 99, doing their battle. Ricky Randonella about 3.5 seconds back. In third, Michael Hicks another 3 seconds back. Spencer Winter was putting some pressure on Hicks for that 4th place position, but looks like the 25 is back that off over the course of the last lap as Hicks picked his pace up to a 157.7. And that nearly matches Ricky Randonella to 157.5. Winter by himself now, at least for the moment, in 5th, but Trey Fagert just about 4 seconds back in that number 6 spot. Harrison West 7th, Logan Leitzel 8th, Corey Karsten 9th. Both Leitzel and Karsten turning 158. Fagert and West in that 2-minute range. They've got 2 seconds a lap faster, and they should be moving up into the 6 and 7 spots as we near this completion of this lap number 3. And they're coming into the heart of this racetrack now. There they are. West, Fagert, Leitzel, and Karsten all right there together. All 4 riders wrapping up lap number 3.
Trey Fagert down right now. Pants came unbuckled, had to buckle the pants back up, grabbing that Husqvarna now in the deep sand. So Trey Fagert sitting in that 6th spot, giving up position after position after position right now, Ronnie. That's a heartbreaker.
Oh, man, he's dropped now down at least to 10th, outside the top 10 to at least 13th place position. So we reassess the top 10. Still 1 second separating our leaders, but Randonella, Hicks, Winter, Leitzel, West, Corey Karsten 8th, Dawson Riker 9th. Now Austin Kozat in the 10th place position. So that's the shakeup after 3. 6 minutes and 18 seconds into this race. And there goes Corey Karsten now making some waves around Harrison West to take over the number 7 spot.
Wow, great cornering right there by that 31 machine. Great call on that, Rodney. Put that thing right underneath, and look at this. Able to pull 2 to 3 bike links just that quick through that long short chute. There
you go, and look at the rhythm he's got through that 10 Commandments section. On the outside, a double, double, double. Normally, you know, actually the rhythm through that, I think, has changed a couple of different times throughout the course of this race. A lot of it depends what's, well, the shape of those rollers, those 10 Commandments. Earlier in the day, I think the lines are a little more open for passing in that section.
Absolutely, and it's all about setup there, Rodney. And those lines, they'll dictate your setup. They'll tell you where you're going to be able to go and not go. And right now, taking a look at Corey Karsten, really starting to put a charge on.
Karsten now up to the number 7 spot. As we said, Harrison West dropping off to 8th as Karsten gets around. Dawson Riker's another rider we'll be keeping an eye on him, the number 37, as he was turning some sub 2-minute lap times a couple of laps ago. Here we go with now 4 laps complete. McClellan Heil appears to be by himself. Where's that 2nd place ride? There was 1 second that separated he and Palmer, and now Palmer hasn't. There he is, 9 seconds back. Wow, a 2:03 lap time that time around. So McClellan Heil really getting a big break on that lap. And Ricky Randonella now is closing in on Palmer for 2nd, only 2.3 seconds back. Palmer's going to have to refine that flow if he means to take and maintain at least that 2nd place position. And that could have been the championship right there as McClellan Heil secures 1st place. Unless Palmer picks it up and is able to, wow, shave off 10 seconds. It's going to be McClellan Heil with the national championship, and I have to say 10 seconds without a mistake by Heil is going to be tough for Palmer to make up with only 8 minutes left here, or excuse me, well, we got 11.5 minutes. Sorry about that. We're only 8 minutes in, so maybe a little more time than what we thought, but still, 10 seconds is a lot. Lap traffic, though, can tell a different story.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about the time left, but that gap is big. But I got to say, I don't see what happened to Palmer. I don't know where he lost that time, Rodney. We were watching the monitor, watching through the windows here. I have no idea how in the world he lost that time and what's put him in this situation.
Well, I tell you one thing, one situation that I think he is in one that he knows he has to try to track down Heil. Now, the best thing that can happen for right now for Caden Palmer is McClellan Heil to kind of sit back, ease back, and say, okay, I've got this, I've got a gap, and that will give Palmer a chance, if he can wick it up then, maybe to close that gap a little bit and tighten this race up. So we're not out of the water yet for a title contention fight and a battle and a duel, a slugfest right down to the checkers here between Heil and Palmer in this college 18 to 24-year-old class yet.
Yeah, the problem for Palmer, though, is he's 9 seconds behind McClellan-Hilo, and Ricky Randonella is only a couple seconds behind him. So if Randonella starts filling it and gets his mojo going, man, that's going to change this thing all the way.
Well, here's the tail of the tape, a 157.8. Look at that, Randonella nearly matching that lap time at a 157.9, maintaining that 2.3-second gap. The gap opening up now to almost 11 seconds between Hile and Palmer, and at this point, Caden Palmer may just want to hang on to that second place position and not worry about Hile in the championship until maybe a little later in this moto. We're at the halfway point now.
I got to tell you, he wants no confrontations whatsoever right now. He needs nothing but to race forward right now. And Ricky Randonella, he knows where he sits on this. Like you said, picked his pace right up and now bringing the fight to Palmer.
Look now in the number 6 spot. The number 12, Logan Leitzel, a 157.8 on that last lap around. He is, well, he was 12th place, if you remember, on lap number 1, and he inched his way into the top 10. And now here on lap 5, he is clawing his way and trying to find that top 5 position, only 1.5 seconds behind Spencer Winter, now the 25, your 5th place ride, and riding a 1 second faster lap. We'll see what happens on lap number 6. We may be seeing a battle shape up for the number 5 position between Leitzel and Spencer Winter.
Yeah, and as you know, any of these battles affect the other riders around them, and these guys really riding a good bit, well, not a good bit, but definitely faster than the guys ahead of them. And what that's going to do is that's going to pick their pace up totally and going to move them up with that momentum.
Now checking in with Ricky Randonella, the number 89 Honda ride, as he's got shadows back there from Michael Hicks and Spencer Winter. Actually, more Michael Hicks, and he may see Spencer Winter and Logan Leitzel coming in pretty soon as we see a couple of riders back there. But I think there may be that might be some lap traffic. Let's check as our leader, McClellan-Hile, checks in. 157.3 that time around. A good steady pace for the 55 machine.
Yeah, I got to tell you, oh, look at this. Ricky Randonella did make that move that we just talked about, Rodney. And that guy, he was so consistent the other day till a small mistake in the shadow. So make no mistake, he's got the speed. He belongs up there, and he knows it, man.
No doubt about that, as Randonella moving in the number 2 spot, may have just secured the 3rd place overall position away. Michael Hicks, though, if Hicks can get one more position here now, and he can get around Palmer, and he's 4 seconds back and turning a little faster lap time right now. Palmer may slow down and say, okay, I've got second, no sense in pushing, I got some room to burn here. But what that could do is if Hicks gets around Palmer, change the face actually for that 3rd place overall position. So still some interesting battles going on right down to the wire, Megawatt.
That's why we love it, Rodney. That's why it's a 3-moto format. The excitement never stops, and I got to tell you, very few 1-1-1s down here at the ranch, man. And this is why. Ever-changing competition, ever-changing track, ever-changing conditions. And when we look at this, such evenly matched competition that allows this thing to play out like this. A 157.3, Ricky Randonella 157.6, 0.3 of a second separating these guys in lap time. But unfortunately for Randonella, just too much real estate, I believe, to make up a 13-second gap here in this remaining 6 seconds. So, but McClellan-Hile, that might seem like an eternity, 6 minutes to keep that focus, keep that drive, Rodney.
Well, looks like Leitzel has secured that 5th place position away from Spencer Winter, the number 12. And there is the battle now for the we got a change again in 2nd place. Palmer's gotten back around Randonella now. So Randonella is 3rd, Caden Palmer back up to 2nd. So let's see what that does for the overall top 3. That puts Michael Hicks back in the number 3 overall position on that pass.
Wow.
And so he doesn't even have to make the pass. Ricky Randonella looking at a 6.63 now in 15. Michael Hicks looking at a 7.34 and 14 for 3rd place overall. Just that quick how things can change.
Yeah, there was a 4-second discrepancy in the lap time between Palmer and Randonella last time to the favor of Randonella. This time almost 3, well, it is 3 seconds to the favor of Palmer.
Wow, so this racetrack really starting to offer its obstacles out there as well. Lap traffic probably playing a key role in that as we approach the 5.5 minute mark. So about 14.5 minutes into this third moto of the college 18 to 24-year-old class. A little bit of time left to go. Heil, Palmer, Randonella, Hicks, Logan Leitzel in 5th after 7. Spencer Winter is 6th. Dawson Riker in 7th. Corey Karsten up to 8th now. 9th place, the 61 of Caleb Weaver, and Renato Paz, the number 14 machine, who I told you at the beginning of this one could be looking for a little redemption, going 11-14. He wants a top 10 here. He is currently running in the number 10 spot on his FXR Racing back Yamaha from Salem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and in that 10th position back there, only about a second out of that 9 spot. He's got all kinds of pressure from behind. Derek Bailey only about 2 seconds behind him. So yeah, Murray actually. So Paz, man, he's back there fighting it out, duking it out. Going to have to stay on the gas. Well, 2-lap card is out this time around, Rodney. So, man, oh man, this one turned intense quick, buddy.
It sure did. A lot of changes when we thought things were settled down and over. They all of a sudden switched gears and intensity started happening at other places of the racetrack. 13 seconds separated McClellan Heil and Caden Palmer last time around. We're still looking at 13.7. Ricky Randonella finishing, wrapping up lap 8 in 3rd place position. Michael Hicks now in the number 4 spot, as we said, has seemingly secured that number 3 overall position. Logan Leitzel, with his push here in this moto up to a 5th place position, has secured himself a 5th place overall. Wow. So looking at this overall right now, if it finishes the way it is right now, Heil will get the championship, Palmer will be 2nd, Michael Hicks will be 3rd, Ricky Randonella will be 4th, and Logan Leitzel will be 5th. So all the top 5 overall riders are in the top 5 right now. There's just one little switch right now between Randonella and Hicks. So wow, that's good stuff right there. This has been a good championship, and here once you see there are some consistencies, but you can see they're challenged consistencies at the same time. But so far, Heil and Palmer have been the ones to beat, and again here today they proved to be just exactly that.
Yeah, and that's what the ranch brings out in these young riders, and all riders. It brings out that level. It brings out that type of competition. And for these guys in the top 5 to be sitting top 5 overall in the championship, that just goes to show that this 3-moto format does bring the best out, does let the cream rise to the top, no question about that. And this is a perfect example of that, because here we are in the final race of this class, of course, Moto number 3. The top 5 championship contenders riding in the top 5 positions right now. The definite advantage going to McClellan Heil. White flag out this time around. Should be seeing Heil. There he is. So on lap number 9, McClellan Heil still in control, slowing up that time, a 2:03.1. So going into defense mode right now, McClellan Heil. Cade Palmer on his way through right now, that number 99 machine, just about 11 seconds back, able to make a little close, but not going to be enough. A little too late for that. Ricky Randonella 2:03.6, Michael Hicks 2:03.6. So Heil, Palmer, Randonella, Hicks, Riker putting herself into that number 5 position, and Spencer Winter in the number 6 spot. Logan Leitzel now dropping back into that number 7 position. Not sure exactly what kind of issues he had, but a 2:11 lap time that time for Logan Leitzel. Corey Karsten followed by Nicholas Murray. Caleb Weaver in that 10 spot. Renato Paz now in the 10 spot. Drake Bailey rides in 11th. Caleb Weaver in the number 12 position. Austin Kazad rides in 13th right now as the white flag is out. Rodney making his way down to the podium. Going to talk to McClellan Heil, Caden Palmer. Looks like Ricky Randonella trying to keep it on 2 wheels here on this final lap. Randonella turning a 2:00.5 on lap number 9. So unfortunate break for him there, and I believe the 2nd moto, pulling the whole shot, leading for, I'm going to say, about 4 laps, and then a simple tip over. Randonella sticking that front end down in the shadowy ruts here beside the tree turn, and sure enough giving up the lead. So that's going to be a big factor in how this one played out here today. But McClellan Heil Excellent race strategy, excellent race management. That number 55 machine coming through for the final time here. But there it is, checkered flag is out. The 55 machine has cleared the checkered flag. A big victory rev right there. The RM Army, rah! Letting it loose. Second place now, Caden Palmer working his way through on that 99 KTM. Not the year 99, the number 99. Ricky Randonella able to hang on, so great ride for him. Michael Hicks right behind on that number 5 Yamaha. Dawson Riker on the 37 machine hanging on for a top 5 finish here in moto number 3 with Spencer Winter coming home in the 6th position. Nicholas Murray and Corey Carson able to get past Logan Leitzel on the final lap here, with Murray finishing in that number 7 spot. Corey Carson in that number 8 ride. But right now it's time to talk about these guys. McClellan Howell, Caden Palmer, and Ricky Randonella going 1, 2, 3. Hicks also in that championship fight. Rodney getting things straightened out down there. Got that number 55 machine on the podium, looking good. Love those graphics too, nice and clean, good looking machine. Glad to see Suzuki using some of that old school blue. So right now, just a few minutes to go, we get these podium celebrations underway for race number 16. That was our college 18 to 24, and all the usual suspects up front in this one. As a matter of fact, top 5 running order matching top 5 championship contenders at one time.
Well, down here on the podium now as we get set to congratulate our Moto medal winners and crown a national champion. As we bring up to the podium first, our bronze medal winner, I believe the 89 there. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Ricky Randonella. And Ricky, where you at, buddy? Where's Ricky? Come on, Ricky. Pick it up, buddy. You were flying on the racetrack. Zapped a little bit of energy out there of yourself, my friend. Good riding this week, my friend. A good top 5 overall position for you as you pick up a bronze here in this final moto. Had some good starts, some good runs. Talk about this last moto.
Yeah, I got off to a decent start. Just kind of ran around the outside in that second turn and came out around 3rd and just tried to put my head down and ride my ride. And it's a good moto, so.
There you go, man. Really good moto. A good way to lead the week, man. Who do you want to say thanks to for helping out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, dad, my brother, all my family for coming out. Mount Holly Motorsports, Motorsport, and 100%. Thank you.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Randonella taking home the Moto bronze here in Moto number 3. We go to our 2nd place finisher in the Moto and 2nd overall. Let's put our hands together for the 99 of Caden Palmer. Caden. These guys really, man, you guys laying it all out there today, and a lot to be proud of out there. Going into this championship, the deadlock tie, you really put forth some great battles there in the early part of this moto, and then a little bit of a mistake there took you back. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I had a bunch of fun. We were 2-1 each coming in so tight, and I was just planning on having a fun race, having fun. And I did. Unfortunately, I had 2 tip overs, which got a little too excited at first, but it was super fun. I had a blast.
So satisfied with this 2nd, man?
Oh yeah, came here it's got better every year. Last year I got a 3rd, this year I got a 2nd, so.
That's great, man. 3-2-1. Maybe we'll be looking for a championship next year then, huh?
Yeah, hopefully that would be sick.
Good luck to you. Who do you want to say thanks to?
I'd like to thank my mom and dad, Case and Johnson for mechanicking for me, and then Union Graphic Co., 60 Helmets, and Fast Company got me some sweet bars. So everyone else who supports me, thank you so much.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, taking home 2nd overall and the Moto Silver here in the college 18 to 24-year-old class of 99 of Caden Palmer. And up next, as he comes to the stage, put your hands together for not only Moto Gold winner, but your 2019 AMA Amateur National College Champion, McClellan Howell. McClellan, we got a lot of stuff. We got a gold medal. We got a shield to give you. We got a bottle of champagne. We got a Bell Moto Helmets Whole Shot Award to give you. And a big congratulations, a hearty congratulations to you. Wow, what a week, man. I know I caught you on Monday on practice, believe it or not. Something about those that 55 and you just look so mean and so good out there, and really enjoyed watching you practice. And then to see it all come to fruition out there on the racetrack, heading into this moto, I know you had to be pretty nervous and pretty excited at the same time.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous, but you know, after that second moto and I went down twice and I came all the way back, I knew that, you know, if I got a start, I'd be able to, you know, pull away. And luckily I got the start when it counted, and just put down solid laps, then got a bit of a gap. I think he went down or something, and then I just kind of cruised her in.
So you picked yourself up $100 from Bell Helmets. You picked yourself up a new shield, a gold medal, and everything. I know that's got to feel great for you.
Absolutely. I don't think I've left here with a better place than 9th. So to leave here with the championship is pretty awesome.
That is amazing. Who do we say thanks to?
I want to say thanks to the whole Bar X, Chaparral, Fly Racing, WD-40 Suzuki team, CD 100%, everybody Asterix, Yannick Rivella at MXE Coaching, Kerry from Grindstone, my mom, my dad, you know, Big Mac, Larry, Eric, my mechanic David, Pirelli, you know, my girlfriend and my mom that couldn't be here. You know, this one's for you guys.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, taking that. And here's your Oakley Goggles Award. We got the national #1 plate to be handed out as well from our American Motorcyclists Association. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2019 College 18 to 24 AMA Amateur National Champion, McClellan Heil.